So I often get asked by business owners how we can work together. They like what I say, they like the idea of working together, but they don't really know what it might look like if we did work together. Because as I've said lots of times before, I'm not really interested in doing paid coaching for people. That idea just bores me. So I decided to create this short video just to go through a few ideas of how working together could look. Now, if you have a different idea to what I'll talk about, I'm open to hearing it. But what I'll share in this video is generally what I already do or have done in the past with other businesses. But I am open to whatever the universe brings to me in whatever form that might be. So first, there's basically three levels, which I'll go deeper into some examples in a minute. First is a level where you can get to know me through the various content I've created. Second, where we act as a guide to your business. And third, where we work together in a partnership style arrangement. So the first level, I've got lots of free content, books, courses online, and hundreds of videos you can watch. Most are free, but even the paid content in there, if I added everything together as a big bundle, you could access the whole lot, everything for a few $100s. So it's next to no cost at all. Now this means if you want to do it yourself, you can learn from my content, read the books, watch the videos, take the courses without me getting involved. That option is available to you. So that's the first level. And by the way, if you're more interested in the next two levels that I'll talk about, I'd still encourage you to read the books, take the courses and watch the videos, because that content is more like a foundation towards working together. For example, if we work together and you want to know about a certain strategy, I'm going to direct you to that strategy within the videos. There's no point in repeating myself. I've documented all of that content, literally thousands of hours of work, so that you don't need access to me 24 hours a day. Even if we create a business together, you still have access to me without me physically needing to be there, all through that content. You can get so much insight from those books and those videos. And by me providing this content as that foundational level, it means if we work together, we can get straight into doing the good stuff together, working together and making stuff happen, rather than having to spend time thinking about those kind of basic foundations that is part of that content. Okay, so that's the first level. The second level is where I act as a guide to your business. I see this as more of a get to know each other stage before working together properly. With this interim option, we're not going to do much physical activity in your business. It's more like a kind of strategic advisory call every month to guide you in the right direction. Now, obviously, my time is limited, so there's only a limited number of businesses that I can do this with. I'm not interested in doing it for just anyone that wants to pay me a bit of money. First of all, if you just want a board advice for 12 months, let's say, that's fine, but I'm too busy for that. However, if you're treating this as a stepping stone, and you definitely plan to work on a project together in the next, say, 6 to 12 months, and assuming I like what you do, and it's aligned with my own aspirations and my own goals, then we can look at this option. The type of business that would take up this option is someone that wants to work on a project together, but perhaps all the pieces aren't quite in place yet. Maybe it'll be 3 or 4 months before they have those missing pieces before they're ready to go. Or maybe the owner of the business is having a baby and they want to wait until 3 months after the baby's born until they start the project. But in the meantime, they just want to have those initial calls and make sure that they're getting all the pieces in place so it's ready to go. Alternatively, we have the third option. And the third option is really what this video is about. Now, this option really comes down to what your business does and the type of business that it is. But I'll give you some examples. Okay, so we have 3 models for this. The first is what we call profit enhancement. This is for a business where we think that we can significantly improve its trading performance. So an easy example of doing that would be take an established business with ideally more than 20 staff, and perhaps it's struggling with cash flow issues, or it's making less than 10% net profit, let's say. So with this option, we improve the business, and then we aim to use it as part of the other options we'll talk about next, and using it for our own projects. Now, in many cases, the profit enhancement option might not be relevant to your business. So we have a second option. So the second option is taking your business and assuming it's established with staff and with customers, we look at how we can expand it through a licensing model. So an example of this would be taking, say, a 5-star hotel business and licensing that brand out to other locations. Now, how this works is we set up a joint venture business together, which becomes the licensing business for that brand. Your existing business continues unaffected. We license the brand out through that new joint venture business. The new joint venture business then earns ongoing royalty and management payments from those licensees. For this to happen, though, your business has to be licensable, and it has to be in that kind of tip-top condition. For example, a startup business wouldn't be relevant because it doesn't have an established customer base or a known brand. To use the example of the 5-star hotel resort, if this business had previous customers that liked their experience, but wanted to get the same experience in a different country, this would be the perfect option. And the reason we use this model is because, for example, that hotel resort, for that to expand all over the world, it will take decades and many millions of pounds to do that, many hundreds of millions of pounds. But with the licensing model, other people are paying for that growth. Now, the third option comes down to who is your customer. Everything revolves around this one fact. With this third option, we create new product offerings that can be sold to your existing customers. It's important that we emphasize this. We're not looking for new customers for this new product. We're selling it directly to your existing customers. When I talk about product offerings, I generally mean an offering that we can sell, which might be a physical product, it might be a virtual or digital product, it might be a service offering, or it might be an experience. But the key point is that we're selling it to your existing customers. Now, we can scale it later on to attract new customers, but that's later. I have to make this clear because in the past, I got involved with a business that we started this process with, but then they didn't offer that new product to their customers. They expected us, after we created that new product, to then go out and start finding new customers for them. And that's just not our skill set. If you read my books and watch my videos, you'll understand that this is our skill set, creating and scaling businesses by selling more to your existing customers. If the product is good enough, this will naturally attract new customers to it. But it needs that traction of selling and servicing existing customers first. If you look out in the garden, you don't see the flowers shouting out to the bees, "Look at how tasty I am." No, the product is so good, it naturally attracts the bees to it. Now, the new product offerings will be created as a standalone brand, separate from your current business. There are 3 levels to branding: company brand, product brand, and personal brand. So we're looking at the product brand here. Your company brand stays exactly as it is, but we create this new product brand within a new co-owned joint venture business. And the reason we do it this way is so we can quickly scale it on a global scale. We can scale it through our licensing model. And as with the second option, the new joint venture business then receives royalties and management fees from those licensees, which as a co-owner in the licensing business, you also receive those payments as a founding member. If we were to create that licensed brand so that it looked like your main company brand, then it wouldn't be scalable because it would be tied to your business. And the people that we'd be licensing it to are businesses like yours. So if you stand in their shoes, if you were paying for a license, would you want to pay money to have your competitor's brand fixed to your own business? I don't think you would. With this model, the idea is to firstly scale your existing business by creating this new product offering and selling it to your own customers. Using that process to tweak and perfect it, so we can then license it to other similar businesses in other locations. And in most cases, those other locations being in other countries. So that's it for this video. Hopefully this gave you more of an understanding of how working together might be structured and what we might do together. Now, I work with businesses, but I also work with property developments as well. I can go in and see a let's say an existing resort, and I can see straight away how it could be reimagined and basically tweaked to be a really successful business. So obviously, if you have another idea, I'm happy to hear about it and speak further with you about that. The next step is to have a conversation for us to learn about your business and understand what you're trying to achieve, and decide whether we can help you to get there.